All right, got some very interesting patch notes from today. We got a new version of the matchmaker. Pools are no longer split between normal and ranked. One matchmaking mode, no limited hours. I have no clue how this is supposed to work. If they've got people who are trying to play casually and people who are in competitive mindset going into the same games, that's going to be a disaster. I haven't played a game yet. Maybe they've got a separate rank thing. We'll look at it. Badges will immediately update whenever you gain or lose enough MMR. You don't have to wait a week. And then every once in a while, they might recalculate everything, just like they did recently. Hero-specific MMR is now used in the matchmaker. Each player has a core MMR, and then MMR per hero will be offsets of that. When you queue, it's going to be based on the hero MMR. If you bad on somebody, you'll be in easier matches, and hopefully be able to stomp them and get your rank up. Gotta have 20 games, give them feedback. They have a UI showing you what the matchmaker thinks of your situation. So that's good. I'm always for more information. Leaderboards don't matter. Queue is any party size. So previously it was limited. I don't think they allowed 5 stacks. If the range is too wide, the amount will be reduced. That is good. It'll shut down or at least delay, take a little bit longer for boosting to happen and stuff like that. Yes, trust the skill of that party overall. They will minimize the updates to that new player. Previous limit on high MMR parties bumped up. So previously me and my friend were so different that it gave us that difference. So if we really wanted to, we could queue with somebody else, but that's not gonna happen. Given the updated no hour limits, if we think a match is bad quality like 5 a.m. games, we will weigh the match less heavily towards rank update, which is good because I don't like it, but I'm just awake sometimes at 3 a.m. And, being able to play a match is nice and all, but again, if they're smashing everybody into the same pool, I do not want those matches to count as much. Even if I do end up winning, I want to be insulated from my losses because, Pietro and Pedro don't want to coordinate as well, or whoever. Maybe they do. Sometimes they do. If you prefer playing with only solos, there is a command that you can put in to use so that you can will be preferentially matched with solos. When queuing as a party, you can override the default balances in the lanes so that you can, have your lane matchups how you want them, ideally with your party members. This lane swap feature sounds really great because I've had so many games end up where people can't make up their minds until they're already launched out on the zip line. So if you can get coordinated with somebody on your team and agree to swap, it'll swap you automatically and not have somebody late to the lane. An option to notify whenever your rank goes up, that's good. Maybe they don't have one for the downward direction, but I don't know. General changes, secondary keybinds are fine. Browsing favorites on the dashboard. Sandbox mode shows the value of everything that you equip. So if you want to know how much it would take to absolutely deck out your character in, tier 4 items, you can find that out. Or if you find a good, tempo build, whatever you want to call it, in 15 minutes, if I have this much, or if I have these items, then I'll be good to go. You can finally get the actual numbers on that. Ability tooltips now list exactly which items the ability has been imbued with. Yes. Items in the shop that imbue abilities get a label similar to active items. They've got that little white tag at the bottom of it, and so now you'll have a different tag that says ability or imbued, sorry. Commend toasts. So the commends that you get, now you can stack all your commends up and show them off all at the same time. Just the behavior of the incoming damage UI, so I'm still using sandbox mode. I guess that means the little damage arrows with the portraits on them. There's now a change hero button in the build browser, which means the hero picker tools, like different hero, sandbox, okay. Precision dialogues for dealing with item limits, imbuing, and activation slots are now shown at queue time rather than at purchase time. So when you click on the item in your inventory, it'll say, do you want to put Quicksilver Reload on your first ability or your second, you know, whatever it is. It'll give you those options when you set them up rather than when you arrive at the base or the shop. In the, you know, because in the middle of a fight when you're laning and you pop up this menu that stops your movement, that's potentially going to cost you. You can now queue items to sell. Adjusted some design. Low priority games now require wins to count, which is good. Make them actually try to get out of hell rather than just giving them a free pass after a certain number of games. Rejuvenator now shows you what things have been improved. Fixed Abrams camera. Added icon variants for high or low, ground, small, medium, large camp. So now you can see whether things are on the roof or ground level, or maybe underground as well, who knows. Purchase log in the shop now show enemy and ally purchases in different colors. Cancel key has better labeling. I didn't even know that you could swap the camera to allies, probably while you're dead. Updated active items have uniform sliding / cast delay behavior. They go in on to all these details where they change things from 0 seconds to 1 or whatever. So everything all has the same 0.1 second delay now. Bunch of items no longer interrupt sliding. Through wall ally silhouette health bars are now more accurate. Optimized lighting for better rendering. Fixed a bug where you'd be prompted to sell an item if the component wasn't in the same category as the components you were buying. You're buying a green item and the other half of it is purple, it would ask you to sell a thing rather than just automatically combine them. Removed redundant replay keybinds. Yeah, great. Chat wheel options is keybinds. Fix not being able to ping enemy items so that now you can tell your team, oh, so-and-so has leech now, or they have, you know, torment pulse, whatever you want to look out for. Added music and ambient sounds to the hotel. New run animations for 7. Mirage fire scabs have been changed. Revised casting bridge buff loop. Different animation, I guess. Weapon fire for Paradox and 7 got changed. Fixed some bugs. Music not playing. Hey, smoke bomb loop not playing for teammates. Okay. I guess that means Haze was invisible or something like that. Negative feedback, sound effect, timing. Some cases where sounds could overpower everything else. Added key button name localization. So just a bunch of, you know, in-game quality of life changes and some graphics / sound updates. More lines that are unique to him. Sapphire Flame. Your perfection, Haze. Amber says, well, Haze will dance and they will fall. Okay, great. A bunch of VO changes, specifically when they're destroyed. Okay, a whole bunch of little details, new items, added sounds for Mo's abilities, new sounds for Yamato's flying strike, so keep an eye out for that. Double up when not canceling early, not okay, so a bunch of sound and video changes. This upsets me. Fix Steam controller binds not working with the same keyboard binds. So again, now that we're all matched in the same pool, you have people who are going to be playing ultra casually, potentially with a controller, in the same match as ultra sweaty tryhards with their 25,000 DPI mouse and $200 keyboards. Fixed show scoreboard glyph in sandbox mode UI. Miscellaneous gameplay. They changed the soul sharing ratios again, which is good. Hero kill souls reduced. This is also good. I love all these changes that they made to the Walker. Walker Stomp now deals 10% max HP as damage. That's beautiful. Absolutely brilliant. You know, it's easy enough to avoid a Walker Stomp, but you know, say that you finally have that lash ult, and it felt so bad ulting multiple people into a Walker, and now it's gonna be great. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Instant 10% max HP basically. The Walker laser also does max HP damage. Walkers provide nearby allies bullet and spirit resistance, which I also absolutely love. Makes it much easier to defend, rather than having to sit behind the walker and make the walker take all the damage. It's a little bit easier for the players to be up there soaking that damage instead. Walkers now have resistance based on how many nearby enemies there are. These are the percentages and then the number of players. So they are more tanky against a large attacking team, which is great because, again, that concentrated death ball, you want to kind of slow that down. So Valve is trying to stop the absolute 15-minute rollovers while, still speeding things up a little bit from where they were previously. Middle lane walker HP increased. That's awesome. Side walker HP is 5175. I did not know that the two already had different HPs, but now knowing that the middle ones are significantly stronger is great. Patron laser also now deals 3% max HP DPS, which is great. Like this flex slot change from all shrines to one shrine and 2 base guardians. Mid boss trooper health for first spawn reduced from 95%. This might have been missing a word, maybe like mid boss trooper health boost for first spawn reduced from 95 to 70%. And then after that, they get like a 95% boost or something. Possibly, who knows. Trooper Spirit resist at 25 minutes reduced. Still scales to 70% at 50 minutes, meaning that they will get to the patron and do damage to it. Respawn time curves changed from happening at 17 and 30 for the 40 to 70 seconds. Okay, so they made that longer. So instead of 17 minutes being a 40-second respawn time increase, and it's a curve. So these are just points on the line, and then you have to connect them with a slope of some sort, or it would go up. Trooper soul changed from 60 to 40% in the kill orb to 65-35. So more on the last hits, which is very good because I think that denying was just a little bit too strong in the early game. I don't mind it at all being 100% in the late game. That's great because it means that you can more efficiently shut people down if your team is focused and coordinated. But yeah, in the very beginning of the game, it was brutal because some people just have a better ping, or they're just that much better at last hitting. It feels like they shoot the orb before it even shows up on your screen. Maybe there's a little signal that I don't know about, and I'll have to look into that. Medic Trooper now has 3 charges of heal rather than 2. I had no idea that they were limited to their charges. Fall off minimum range reduced. So that's not great for long range characters, but good for some people. Who knows? Maybe like Haze, that affects more. Haze and Wraith and Ivy. Air drag when getting off the zip lines increased. Okay, default in general is 20%. So air drag when exiting the zip lines is higher than normal. Improved various issues with heavy melee versus dash and parry when there is latency. So they know about the dash parry combo. That's interesting. They're interested in keeping it in, apparently. They fixed latency issues with that. Killing the first patron, so killing the patron's hat, now causes any existing enemy hero spawns to be reduced by 20 seconds. However, it does not reduce time lower than 10 seconds. Power-ups require a heavy melee to claim. Now start weaker and grow stronger from 10 to 40 minutes. That's kind of cool. Probably a good thing because that movement buff early on was kind of insane. Getting 6 stamina charges and and the high regen, you could get around the map very quickly with that. Yeah, they go into all the details for that here. Feel free to pause the video. Earn time to reveal increased 20 to 25 seconds. So you can hold on to the urn for 25 seconds before showing up to the enemy team, I guess. Initial earned bounty reduced from 4050 to 3000. That's a kind of a big change. 1750 plus 230 a minute to 700. Adding an alternate earn mechanic as an experiment for 2 days. This will enable this weekend only and Monday. We'll be back to normal. Earn pickup location is the same. Drop off location is now always at the top of mid temple. I wonder if they mean the second floor or literally on one of the top tiers. The bonus souls the team gets is reduced by 60%. The delivering player reward is unchanged. Real time is now 40 seconds. That'll be interesting for giving the suggestion to the enemy team that you're going to go for the urn. So you pick it up, you maybe run it part way or hold on. Yeah, hell, even hold on to it for 40 seconds. If the enemy team is going to wait for 40 seconds to figure out whether or not you're going mid or if you're just bluffing, that's pretty big. Space created, I've been saying a lot this past couple of days, but that's an opportunity to pull them in one direction or another so that space is opened up elsewhere. Map changes. Moved rooftop neutral camps on amber yellow and sapphire purple to rooftops closer to the Guardian. Added a truck to climb up into the interior bridge area at the Port Authority and Jazz Club buildings. Moved stairs up from the central canal to the radio station interior closer to the inner lanes. Things are more open. Remove connection corridor between inner and outer lanes. Be further from the base entrances. Okay. Little catwalks basically got pushed further out. That's all right. Removed the cosmic veils from the entrances of the connection corridor. Changed entrance to the armory warehouse interior lane to be more direct. Armory/warehouse. Side lane teleporters to crawl space under the hard camp. That's cool. Removed. It's safer for people trying to run away, but also sneakier for people trying to make hit and runs. Removed bookshelf model inside the upper floor to see the corridor behind it. Removed rope inside the police station. And here's stair connection at a fence guard. Zapper effect to the antenna models. That's funny. New building art. Cool. Add a street gate structure between the garage and the record shop. Okay. Heal anti-heal rebalance. Below is a group of changes bundled together. The pair is reducing abilities and items, as well as anti-heal mechanics by some percentage. Some things are less than others depending on the specific circumstances of the ability. Reduced. It's not a huge change, but okay. Rejuvenating aura. That's sad. I feel like rejuvenating aura doesn't, that's not a huge change. But maybe with healing booster, it's kind of insane. I don't think I've played anybody building all that yet. Rid of arrows, it's fine. Furnace catalyst, 3% is kind of big. I mean, it'll make him easier to play against. I have not been playing in Furnace at all. I strongly dislike this. Stoneform barely got you in a survivable state most of the time. That's going to be razor's edge kind of margin. Strongly dislike this because it drops off so hard late game. It's rough. Reduced from I'm gonna say Kelvin took a pretty hard hit. 3% out of 15 is 1 out of 5. This is also technically 1 out of 5, but it's so much less because it's percentage. That's not bad. Scorn heal. That's probably good because Blow and Krill had very insane sustainability. That's not the end of the world because it's still going to keep everybody from healing and do tons of damage. Non-hero lifesteal reduced and then hero life. Okay, I need Jesus, man. So spirit lifesteal, some kind of lifesteal, and then eventually build into leech maybe. Not gonna lie, 30% reduction from the troops and objectives is kind of massive. This might really fuck with my strategy. Full auto T3 lifesteal reduced, viscous regen reduced, T2 reduced, air power scaling reduced. Man, everybody. Well, Deathy got what he wanted. So much regen reduced. God damn, dude. Rapid rounds is nice. Monster rounds, bonus health reduced. It's not terrible because it still does good damage to the troopers. Good. Soul Shredder bullets reduced. Not horrible, but I'm sure it'll be a noticeable impact. Headshot bonus damage reduced by 10. It's not terrible. Heroic Aura cooldown reduced. Hell yes, yes, man. I'm sing the praises of Heroic Aura, and now I get every 20. Oh man, that's the 1 in 5 taking a fifth of the cooldown away. That's massive. Alchemical Fire burn lingers. Nice, I like that. I'm a big fan of Alchemical Fire. I just wish it did more late game, and having it hang on for an extra bit of time would be good, especially if they're in and out of that area. Hunter's Aura reduced, something I hardly ever buy. New tier 3 item, Spell Slinger Headshots. Landing a headshot at an enemy increases your total spirit power by 3% for 12 seconds. Cooldown, short term, max stacks 12, grants plus 12 weapon damage, plus 8 spirit amp, 18% spirit lifesteal, and 150% health. That's pretty good, man. Glass cannon now requires slowing bullets. Love that. Absolutely love that. Because I buy slowing bullets often, and if I can build into glass cannon, fine. Silencer reworked. Passively builds up on enemies, silencing for 2 seconds, and reducing spirit output by 40% for 40 seconds. Affected cannot be affected again for 12 seconds. Plus 20 weapon damage, plus 15 spirit, 7% buff reduction. Not bad. Because previously you could silence people for the 4 seconds of the duration, and then I think it hung around for a second or two afterwards. So that's 5 or 6 seconds of being silenced. This is much easier to fight against. Reducing the spirit damage is a good compensation for that, I feel. Lucky shot damage. Yeah, hell yeah, that's nice. That's great. And then extra bullet shield. So that's great. Vitality items. Melee lifesteal gives bullet resist. Good. Reactive barrier. Shield health reduced. I feel like reactive barrier already wasn't that strong, so this is not great. Return fire now requires extra regen. That's interesting. Debuff reducer. Debuff resist reduced from 30 to 28%. Weapon damage increased from 6 to 8%. This is not terrible, mainly because the number one person I bought debuff reducer against is Infernus. So with the changes that happened to him, plus weapon damage increase, I think this is not a terrible change. Divine Barrier plus 8 ability range again instead of plus 6 spirit power. So that's great. So that'll be, and then no longer grants plus 1. I think this will make it better for me picking it up on Warden. I used to not get it at all because it kind of just did nothing. But giving ability range for Last Stand is massive, and the little movement rate speed boost it grants, I think, will finally be usable for me, at least on Warden. And then Healing Nova no longer has. So this video that I released the other day about reviewing high level Warden gameplay, bam, there you go. This is the swap that's happening. Instead of Healing Nova, you're buying Divine Barrier now, and I think that's honestly a much better itemization choice. Heal Bane duration increased from 6 to 7. Awesome. Debuff remover. Active buff duration on purge. Okay, great. So the bonuses that you get last longer. Purging also heals you for 10% max HP. That's awesome. Love it. I feel like I mentioned that before in one random game. Heal reduced very slightly. Now grants ability range. Cooldown increased by 10 seconds. And pull speed reduced. Kind of. I mean, it's obviously an overall nerf. Plus 6 ability range is kind of, I don't want to say it's kind of massive. Adding this to Rescue Beam is massive in general. 6% obviously not as good as 8%, but that's okay. Rescue Beam does a lot. I think the speed reduction is bigger than the heal reduction in effect that it has on ability to use this item. 10-second extra cooldown, not the end of the world, but it is kind of big compared to, it was 26 seconds. It's more than a third added. Metal Skin now reduces your move speed by 1.5. Yeah, that makes sense. Superior Stamina now grants 75% health. Great. And you can wall jump again. Oh shit. Majestic Leap also gives spear resist. I do like that. Phantom Strike. Cast range now ignores the Z height. That's wow. That's massive. Literally just potentially gave it, you know, however much range it is from the very bottom to the very top of the map. You know, effectively infinite from wow. Ammo Scavenger. Well, at max stacks, you gain 2% spirit. That's alright. Infuser. Cooldown reduced. Excellent. Decay healing reduction reduced from 70 to 55, but damaged increased from 1% to 1.4. That's a massive nerf and a very small buff. Withering Whip. Cooldown reduced from 18 to 15. Cool. Improved spirit. Health increase. Good. Silence. No longer a tracking projectile using a unit target. Reduces an aim-based projectile that silences on impact. You actually have to trick shot it. Cooldown reduced. Good, because it's going to be way harder to hit. Ethereal Shift. Post shift now grants plus 20 spirit power. Ethereal Shift was pretty good. You know, it was alright, but now it's really good. Rapid recharge. Time between charges reduced. I cannot tell from the wording if that's a buff or a nerf. Knockdown. Cast range ignores the Z height. Excellent. Mystic Slow now grants 1 spirit and has more health. Okay. Torment Pulse now grants melee resistance. Not bad. Torment Pulse is already pretty good, so now it's very good, I guess. I don't know. New spirit item, Spirit Snatch, requires Spirit Strike. Causes your melee attacks to steal resistance and spirit power for 16 seconds. Buffs you receive stack if you hit different heroes. Grants plus 15 melee damage, plus 8 spirit resists, plus 125 health, and 1 spirit. I guess this was a direct suggestion from somebody. New tier 3 item, Arcane Surge. Yes, this one looked cool. Requires kinetic dash. After a dash jump, the next ability used will have plus 20% range, plus 20% duration, and plus 20% spirit power. The video I was talking about where I mentioned healing Nova and the other thing, kinetic dash I talked about. Now kinetic dash is absolutely going to be a 100% pickup item on Warden. Diviner's Kevlar no longer grants spirit lifesteal. That's huge. Huge reduction. That sucks. So many items that I talked about on that video got affected. I mean, pretty much all items got affected, so that's obvious. Echo Shard, cast delay reduced. Okay. Mystic Reverb, damage increased. Refresher cooldown increased. Man, that's tough. But you know, it's good. Being able to refresher is very powerful. Alright, and then a bunch of hero specific changes. Base regen increase for Abrams, siphon life, scales, siphon life damage. Okay, well, feel free to pause on whoever you're most interested in. Very cool changes. Indicator for allies will teleport. Range. Great talent. Got buffs. Other than rooting them. Okay, that's cool. Other duration increase. Trap no longer applies slow. Slow now starts immediately for 30. Using items during smoke bomb. No longer breaks invisibility. Okay, lots of changes to haze. After burn, build up decay. You're gonna burn for longer now. Concussive combustion increase. So net 0 on that. Drag down collision improved a bit. Good. Bullet damaging. Jesus Christ. Did not need any more bullet damage. Growth reduced. Okay. So that's cool. Lots of IV changes. Self damage. Ground strike down improved. Good. So McGinnis mini turrets now take at most 33%. Okay. They'll always live at least 3 seconds. Tornado speed reduced, not a huge change. Mobilized. Ability slot swapped, I like that. Scarabs, pulse grenade, alchemical flask, all on 1. Movement abilities like tornado and Abrams charge and Shiv slice thing and Yamato's whatever on not the first skill. That's what I was trying to say. Traveler Chi 2 increase, that's good. Let me catch target, bar portrait, that's awesome. Headshot resistance applies to the big head. Burrow can now go under spectral wall, that's cool. Combo pulls the target closer to you over time. Health gain increased. Sandblast duration. Paradox 7. Levitate up and down a little bit. That's funny. 50 damage for going through it. I guess that means for enemy. Carbine. Headshot effects. Oh wow. Wow. That's a big change. Serrated knives cooldown. That sucks. Now capture souls. Can now capture souls. Slice and dice. Damn, she've got a lot of changes. Good. Makes it a little bit easier to fight against. 0.001. Grow familiar. Cast delay to post cast time. Okay. Now also reduces for your levitt. Oh no. No, fuck. Come on, man. All these fucking things I make videos about. I hate this change. I hate this change so much. That's good. That's funny as hell, but cool. Minus 40 fire rate. Great. Oh, that sucks. Man, Vindicta got so fucked. Puddle Punch can now be parried. That's cool. Fire rate scaling reduced. That sucks. Line of sight. No, I can't flask people around corners or behind things. That's, oh my god, my two characters got nerfed to hell. It's nothing. Resistance range channel good. No, that sucks. Oscillate up and down. Cover. So does that mean it doesn't anymore? Which is good for everybody who doesn't play Yamato. Okay. On hero kill, huh? Well, that is quite the batch of changes. Some things are very good. Some things are very bad for me. But that's alright. We made it.